Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a 2-year review of this Marc Jacobs tote bag. I bought this tote bag about 2 years ago and did an unboxing video. And since then, sometimes people ask me if I still have this bag. So here you go. This bag is still in my collection and I still use it occasionally. However, when I bought this bag, it was labeled as a small size bag. But since then, they have released smaller size, micro size bag, so they have renamed this to medium. So if you watch my old video, this is a medium size tote bag based on today's standards, not the small size. So now I will give you a closer look of this bag to see how it looks after 2 years. So this is made with full grain leather. This bag is made in Vietnam and it's not lined. Sometimes people say this bag is lined, but it's actually heavy coating on the inside. So this bag is not lined. I'm guessing it's some kind of polyurethane coating. On the exterior, I believe this is some kind of pressed on or printed on leather texture, because from my observation, the leather texture seems to be too even to be natural. So I'm guessing it could be pressed on and then they put on a coating, but this is just me guessing. For the exterior leather, I don't think the coating is too heavy because when I condition it, it still absorbs conditioner. So if you have a bag that doesn't absorb conditioner, it just tells you that the bag has very thick coating on it. So here is a closer look for the interior coating. It's still holding up well after 2 years. I'm not sure if they have changed much since I bought this bag. So maybe you can also take a look and let me know. It has a cotton or twill fabric interior pockets, 2 slip pockets, and a zip pocket. And then the pocket has leather trimming, so it's more durable that way. So I bought this bag from Farfetch, and this is a dust bag that it came in. I don't usually keep this bag in a dust bag because I do use it occasionally, so I like to just put it on the shelf and I can grab it easily when I need it. As you can see, this bag is still holding up quite well because this is not my daily bag. I use it occasionally when I go out for dinner, but I do use it quite frequently since I like to go out and eat. In general, I think a lot of good things I appreciate about this bag. For example, this medium size, I'm 5'9", and I think this silhouette and this size is perfect for me. I can carry a lot of stuff and even carry my cameras along with other stuff that I carry daily. And since this bag has a zip closure, I feel secure with my stuff and I don't have to worry about people stealing. Also, since I love crossbody bag, I really appreciate that this bag has a D-ring on both sides so that I can use it as a crossbody bag. If I just want to use it as a top-handed bag, I can do this as well. Also, I think this is great if you don't want to use a bag organizer because it has interior pockets. I'm not sure about you, but when I go out, I often carry some electronics like my camera. And if I don't use a bag organizer to separate them, my camera and my wallet will scratch each other and leave some marks on my wallet. So if you don't want to use a bag organizer and you do carry like camera and stuff, it's good that you can keep your wallet maybe in the zip pocket so that they don't scratch each other. And this is the crossbody strap that came with the bag, still holding up well. Since the strap is removable, you can easily buy other thicker, wider strap from Marc Jacobs. I'm 5'9", and this is usually the length I use if I use it as a crossbody bag. It's around my hip and my waist area. I'm sure by now you know there are so many good things going on with this bag. That's why it's so popular. One thing I do wish they can improve on is adding an exterior pocket so that I can keep my phone inside the exterior pocket instead of have to unzip it or put it in the pocket of my pants. Also, since this bag is not lined and it's just coated, and I worry that someday the coating is going to peel or maybe get sticky, depends on the weather or the material. So I hope in the future they can consider release the tote bag that has cotton lining so that it can easily clean out, and even though I may stain the fabric lining, but at least it's not going to peel. And sometimes when the bag interior gets sticky, that's kind of hard to use as well. I know some people complain about this tote bag has the big gigantic text on the front. So if you don't like that, you can turn it around. But also, if in the future they can create more tote bag without the logo, that may be good. I think they have tried that, but not very successfully. I actually bought one myself. So I think they are going back to putting up the logo like this, because it seems that people recognize this bag by the logo. So without the logo, it probably didn't sell as well. So what changed after 2 years of using this bag? I would say not much, other than the leather gets a little softer. It is much softer compared to when I first bought it. So I do like that. Other than that, the corners are holding up well. I do be careful when I carry my bag. For example, I don't wear clothing with metal rivets or buttons on my clothing like denim jacket, because those metal buttons is the worst. The zippers, they will scratch your bag. So if you want to protect your bag, be aware of what you wear as well. In general, I think the quality is excellent. Even the interior coating is not peeling after 2 years. So I would say this is worth my money after 2 years. I use it for 2 years and it has been holding up well. I can definitely see myself using it for another couple years at least. So for the price, I think it's totally worth it. The stitches are holding up well, and the glazing are not peeling or not melting yet, not sticky as well. So everything is holding up well as it should be. So since this bag is coated inside and outside, I don't really have to do a lot to care for this bag. Occasionally, during winter time when the air is drier, I would lightly condition this bag, because you don't want the leather get too dry. That's when you start to get cracking on your leather bags. From what I heard, the best humidity level is around 55. So maybe you get a humidity meter for your room where you keep your bags. During winter times, mine is around 40, so it's a bit dry. So I do pay attention at my bag to touch it to see if it feels dry, or look at it if the color look kind of dull. That's when you know your leather bag needs to be conditioned. You definitely don't want to let it get too dry, because we all have seen plastic material get too dry and start cracking and broken into pieces. So since I bought this bag about 2 years ago, as you can tell, this popular bag has been around for a while. And do you wonder that if this bag will be around a lot longer, how long will it keep up with its popularity? Sometimes people ask me if they should still buy this bag. Is it still worth to buy it now? Because this bag has been popular for years. So can it keep up? And is it worth their investment? I would say this bag is not extremely expensive. So if you have the budget, I would say definitely get it, because the leather quality is great and the design is great. It's a useful bag. It's not a bag that you just buy it for the logo or to show off, because it is a practical tote bag, crossbody tote bag that you can use daily if you want. Also, when this bag is no longer popular, you can turn it around and you don't have to worry. People probably don't even notice what bag you carry. Personally, I do think that Marc Jacob probably need another it bag. He probably need to create another popular bag to replace this bag. But so far, I don't think he is very successful at that, or maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he spent his time elsewhere. He has tried to release the tote bag without the logo, but I don't think people really buying it. From the observation, I think now he's doubling it down. Like now you see the wristlet, the wallet, the pouch. A lot of stuff that he's releasing now come with the description or the gigantic description or text on their products. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Do you have any opinion on that? Because I'm okay when he did the tote bag, because I do think that it's kind of humorous to have this on the back. But imagine if you love Marc Jacobs, so you buy everything, their wallet and their pouches, and then you're meeting your friends and then you just pull out your stuff. Okay, this is the wallet and this is the pouch. I almost feel like I'm not 2 years old kids that's learning new words, so I don't need all the stuff has the label on it telling people what it is. I think that's a little bit over the top for my personal preference. But maybe other people like it and that's okay. But I would say their bag, their accessories, usually quality is pretty good. Maybe he could skip that on smaller items, maybe don't do the wallet, the wristlet, because I am interested to getting their pouch since it's made with full grain leather and it is coated, so it's easy to care for and you can use it without worrying too much. Before I finish up these 2 years updates and reviews, I do want to point out that for the logo, when they press on, deboss the logo on the leather, it's likely they apply a heavier coating on it. Probably some kind of polyurethane or some resin coating that we don't know. Most of the flat area has been holding up pretty well, but the A on this area, not sure if you can see through the camera. It has potential to peel at some point. The other side, the O as well. Personally, I'm not too worried about it. Even if it peels, I probably just pull it off. I'm not too worried about it. I love using this bag and it's a very practical bag. So after 2 years, I still love this bag and I still recommend this bag if you have the budget, because I know $400-500 is not expensive as other brands, other luxury brands, but it's still a lot of money for many people. So as long as you have the budget, I would say go for it. Otherwise, there are many other options by now. You see a lot of dupes out there. I hope you liked today's review and update, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!